Footballing wise, we know how important Partey is to Arsenal. I want to believe that at his age, no player at that age will have requested for 300k.
I'm sure that Arsenal would have done their due diligence to know that.
Now the question is how sure. Thomas Partey's future in football is a contentious debate so far. He's been involved in some legal issues and now his future is subject to a fair trial in court. We discuss the aftermath of his departure from Arsenal and everything that followed with that. My name is Ayomide Sotubo. I bid you welcome to the Nutmeg here on GuardianTV. Yes, of course, you're welcome to a fresh edition of the Nutmeg, and today it's a serious debate. It involves former Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey. Of course, we know is in a legal battle as we speak. But then let's chronicle the issue on ground. Of course, per the BBC, we understand that he's been charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault between 2021 and 2022. This involves 3 women, 2 counts relating to 1 woman, 3 counts of rape in connection with a 2nd woman, and another count to a 3rd woman. And the Ghanaian has denied the charges and has said he welcomes the opportunity to clear his name. And these charges follow an investigation which started in February 2022. He signed a contract with Arsenal since 2020, but that contract ended on a Monday, and of course just 4 days later he was charged, and of course that has stirred a lot of debate. Don't forget, Arsenal, the club that is represented in the last 5 years and even within the time of this legal framework, have declined to comment, and that's why we're debating now. And of course I've got Kay and Hogan, more serious conversation than normal. And first of all, Thomas Partey, we understand this is a legal case, and quite rightly, if he's been charged, he should be facing a hearing and a fair trial in court.
Yes, it's a very sad one, believe me, because if you look at Partey, he's such an instrumental player for Arsenal, and unfortunately we have this case coming up, him being charged with rape. This is not the first time we're having footballers and, allegations of rape and all
Absolutely.
that. And then with initial report that he has been, battling this legal stuff for quite a while now, and that Arsenal was doing this and all that, I feel like it's wrong from the angle of people thinking that, okay, Arsenal were just like shielding him.
Hold that thought there. Let's get some thoughts from Hogan. Now, Hogan, the most important question on the show today is, from a moral perspective, how right was it that Arsenal, of course, they must have known about this case. Whether or not he's guilty is a different topic, but they must have known of this this case has been on since February 2022. The time frame of these rape accusations is between 2021 and 2022. How right morally is it that they allowed this to happen? And then just 4 days later, after his contract ran out, he was, of course, in the middle of this controversy for the first time publicly.
All right, definitely we know that he's under a contract with Arsenal, and you are supposed to, as an organization, yes, you are supposed to support, at least give support to a particular level to your employees, which I feel that Arsenal has done to an extent. We could say that they have done right. However, it does not mean that they should not look into the case. I remember Mason Greenwood's case in Manchester United. Immediately, due to the severity of how the case came out in that time, he was immediately stripped of training, stripped of match playing. He lost so many rights, many footballing rights. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the way it came, it's a peculiar case compared to that of Partey, but the club back then, we knew many of the fans felt like they were not able to, they did not protect Mason Greenwood enough.
Sorry to cut you, Hogan.
I'm going to react to his question.
I was going to say that if you look at the scenario with Mason Greenwood, what happened was more of a domestic violence.
And there are differences because there was
There were clips.
Hard
there were
copy,
there were
evidence.
Yes, I was going.
We haven't seen anything
I was
about
going to go there. I was going to go there. So the question is, has Arsenal done well enough to protect
Exactly.
him?
That's what I'm coming to. When you have an employee or you have a football player in this context, when you have such player, allegations against him, charges against him, what is the ideal response? Because I mean, in the way Arsenal have acted, this is why it's causing a lot of stir, a lot of debate. This guy, right now, 4 days after that contract expired, his football future looks like it's gone, it's done and dusted.
Well, I would say we shouldn't be in haste to actually conclude in that regard. But what I want to say is, let's look at it from this angle. Partey was never named as the player in the whole of all these things until the charges.
Yeah, but that's
so
in the UK you wouldn't.
They
wouldn't name.
What I'm saying is the Met Police, London Metropolitan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but they never mentioned there were allegations, there were rumors. And I'm sure that Arsenal would have done their due diligence to know that,
Now the question is how sure? Because, Hogan, this
yes,
is what occurs.
If it were something that was so old, they would have,
this is what occurs
like,
to
sanctioned him immediately.
If it's about, because we also know there were reports just before his contract expired that negotiations were on for his contract extension.
Let's look at that.
Let's hold that in that line. Let's just hold that in one place. And then ask ourselves, whatever Thomas Partey must have been demanding, I don't think would have been outrageous, considering the fact that players like Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, underperforming players like Jack Grealish are earning so much more, right? Even if he asks for £300,000, I wouldn't think he's asking for too much. So I don't understand what really happened, but it just doesn't seem right morally. From a legal perspective,
and then looking at the situation of his contract.
Morally, it just doesn't seem all right that Partey, just 4 days after that, and then you go back to clips in the past where Mikel Arteta says he's a leader on and off the pitch, is all of that. And then we also know the importance of the player we are talking about as well to Arsenal's successive second place finish in the last 3 years. In the last 5 years, it's been crucial to any kind of success that Arsenal has recorded.
So what I will say is this, footballing wise, we know how important Partey is to Arsenal. And I want to believe that at his age, no player at that age will have requested for 300k
exactly, so it should have been a fair negotiation.
And I want to believe that he's earning, I think, about 100 or something.
Yeah,
so increasing it, let's say maybe about 50, or let's even say it is possible that a player requests for that high range. But the circumstances of what is going on presently, I feel like they've had the conversation of, yes, you have an issue on ground, we will protect you, you take this amount. Oh no, I am not guilty of these charges, this is what I deserve, this is what I'm going to request for. Oh, if that is the case, run your contracts down. Because I believe that for every footballing organization, they start discussing your contract extension, not the season where it ends.
We really have to wrap up. We really have to wrap up. So you take your response with this question, but make it very brief.
Okay.
What is the future for Thomas Partey? We don't know what happens to him. We don't know whether he's guilty or not at this point in time. But what is his future, considering how long a legal case could drag, his football career also, that on the line? What do you think the future is?
It's not looking good. Sincerely, it's not. It looks shaky. It looks uncertain. But at the same time, I feel like coming in from the angle of maybe Arsenal have done the right thing or not. They have done the right thing in my regard of perspective.
But have they done it at the right time?
If you look at Arsenal, there was a change in sporting director. Edu was there before.
Yeah.
There might be possibilities that they had a conversation of extending. So that is, a lot of things happen behind the scenes that we are not privy to.
Absolutely.
So for Partey, it's quite unfortunate, and I actually, wish him all the best, and I hope that he comes through if he is not guilty.
Well, for me, I feel like yes, we can say that they've done the right thing, but however, like you said, is it at the right time? Now, I believe that they've exposed him to whatever the UK metropolitans are going to do. Now he's not under contract
anymore.
It
just feels
meaning that
vulnerable.
there is nobody to cover him, as it were.
And
I believe
that shouldn't be now.
Yes.
That's the concern. But you know what?
Sorry, before we go, as it stands as well,
yeah,
Arsenal has never released an official statement.
Well,
whether his contract is officially
that
over,
is a given.
whether I stayed there, we
that is a given. We don't know.
We all know that.
Oh yes. So guys, thank you so much. I know we could keep on with this debate, but then we wish Thomas Partey, whatever happens, if he is not found guilty, we wish his football career, all the best. But then let the law take its full course as well. Thank you very much for watching this edition of The Nutmeg here on GuardianTV. You can be part of the community, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and also tap the notification bells to get all the latest content we provide. Thank you very much, Kay, and thank you so much, Guardian.
Always a pleasure.
Olga.
You're welcome.
You're not Guardian. Bye for now.